dude, that was really good. That was excellent.
Thank you. Best clap in the podcasting industry. That's what they say. They always say, Nick's got the clap. And I say, I sure do. And I can give it to you. Hey, welcome to episode 202 of Front Seat Gamer. I'm Nick. I'm here with Blake.
Hey, Nick.
And Paul.
Hello.
Here in our brand new podcasting studio.
Yeah, it is. I should actually like post some pictures of it. It's an actual. It actually feels more like a podcast studio.
It really does.
It's what I always wanted. Got these couches. It's great.
Mm-hmm. For clarity, Blake moved.
Yes, I moved. This is like the third time, I think, or since the podcast has been.
Yeah.
Since we've been doing the podcast that I've moved. Yeah.
Yep. Congratulations.
Okay,
he bought himself a house with all those podcast earnings, I assume.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a long 2 weeks.
It has been a long 2 weeks.
I'd say an extended
Feels
2
like a
weeks.
lot has happened, but
yeah.
you know.
I thought it was fairly average.
Yeah.
A regular 2 weeks for me.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you do live in that weird time dilation bubble.
Yeah.
It's why he never doesn't age.
I definitely feel like I'm aging.
Should we kick this off?
I've never seen you have a birthday.
That's true. That's true. Should we kick this off with a question?
Yep.
From Slippery Jim 8. He said, hell yeah, Project Entropia. To start off as a F2P user, you would use a skill to harvest sweat from monsters. I spent 8 hours stealing monster sweat and made about 5 cents. Then I found a gun, which was untradeable, but the bullets were $1 each. Bit sus. Anyway, some baller gave me a couple bullets, which became account bound once he traded them to me, and I spent a good while shooting monsters and getting no drops. 10 out of 10 would uninstall if I ever found it on my PC again. Yep, that is about right. I remember it's called sweating. You would go and you would extract sweat from monsters.
Yeah.
What
a game.
Yeah. How
do you extract the sweat?
There's like a tool you have. It's like a free tool you have, and I feel like it's part of combat. Like you instead of attacking, you can like make them.
What a weird thing!
Yeah,
That's just a strange thing to say.
Yes.
Of all the things, like we've killed endless monsters in games and harvested their things to make things. Never has sweat been a resource.
I want to be clear. You don't kill the monster.
Oh, you don't?
No, you're harvesting the sweat while the monster is alive.
Oh, that's even weirder.
Do you just make them feel really uncomfortable? Do they have to chase you around?
I couldn't tell you. I think it's an odds-based thing. So the thing about this game, and I feel like I may have talked about this last time. I'm pretty sure it's just a very well dressed up slot machine.
Yeah.
Like it's all chance-based. So like anytime you're trying to extract sweat, very low chance of actually getting it, and the price is very low on the market.
Wow.
And then anything that's like high value has an extremely low chance of dropping.
Yeah.
And in this case, it sounds like to use it, you get a gun, you got to put coins in the machine.
Who's enjoying this game?
The people for whom they win. They roll the slot machine and they get the money. But they have I think I may have talked about this last time. They have a really interesting thing where they were selling new content to players to own. As in like they had a mining planet and someone could buy the mining planet and then they would get like the mineral rights, and anybody who tried to mine on that planet would have to pay them to mine on that planet.
Yeah.
And they sold it for like $200,000. So
Wow.
some player spends $200,000, and now any player who mines on that planet, some portion of their money or whatever goes to the person who owns that space.
That's cool, except for it being like real money.
And $200,000.
Yeah, and $200,000. Because this is what happens in like EVE Online all the time.
EVE,
but also oh man, this is just us guessing now.
Like I know a little bit.
EVE is their currency is related to real world money.
They have two currencies.
Do they?
Well, they might even have more at this point. But they have like ISK.
Yeah.
And then they have Plex.
Right.
ISK is like their virtual currency that you earn.
Yeah.
And is sort of just traded around.
Yeah.
Plex is their game time.
Yeah.
That is itemized and tradable in game. So You can buy a subscription as an itemized thing and trade it to a player for ISK, which is their in-game currency. So you can buy currency from another player with real money, functionally.
Right. Yeah.
And then, of course, you can pile up your Plex, and then, I'm sure you can do some shady backdoor deals and sell it for real money.
Yeah.
And cash out if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Can you sell it for $200,000?
You could probably probably accumulate enough Plex or items ships within that game.
Yeah, because you hear about these things of like, every few years, right? Some giant battle happens and everyone goes, it was like hundreds of thousands of dollars of real world money was like
evaporated.
Lost in this. Like,
yeah. I think those things are interesting, but I also think about things like, okay, so this is a game where there's a lot of in-game, like game time floating around as a currency. That is somewhere on EVE Online's balance sheet as things that have been spent but not consumed. As the player base drops or grows, there's going to be a fluctuation in the price of that relative to like what its value is in game. And I wonder, like, what happens if people just stop kind of playing the game and there's just a bunch of game time floating around?
Right? Yeah.
Like,
there's
just money that has been spent but not cashed in.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like going to an arcade and getting a bunch of arcade credits on your arcade card and then not playing the games.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I can sell this card for
I guess
half
you could,
the value.
but if you start, I mean, that's I guess it's an interesting thing because I don't know if have we seen a big MMO like that has that sort of like currency like die off, and then what happens to all that?
Well, I mean,
I don't know if I can't think of a game
in Eve's case. Well, ultimately the sale's done, right?
Yeah,
it's like buying a gift card for EB Games.
Yeah, I mean,
EB Games doesn't exist.
Yeah, sure.
Like, you're still left with the gift card. You can't spend it, and EB Games has used that money.
Yeah, but it's
they probably aren't even allowed to use that money until it's spent.
Maybe not in maybe I don't know, because it can only be spent at that store, right?
That usually doesn't matter. It usually it's once it
we're getting into
is
guessing
used.
territory in my case now.
We've been in
What's
guessing
that?
territory from the beginning.
Now we're in guessing territory in my case.
This is the thing that I had to learn about that I really didn't want to.
Okay.
But
you'd be the person to ask probably as
Yeah.
well, because you worked on PoE's monetization internals.
Yeah, and there's a whole series of accounting rules for like points in video games.
Interesting. Okay. Interesting.
And I think it's largely based off how ticket books work for movie theaters.
Oh, what?
Okay.
Okay.
Where you have that thing in between.
Right.
But
you've paid for a thing.
Yeah, but
that
they don't
money
get
is
to
in escrow or whatever
until
that thing is consumed.
Yep.
Interesting. And you can't do anything with that money. Can you put it in a savings account and accumulate?
That side of things, I don't know. It's the.
I would love to see the EVE Online escrow account. I would love to see how much money they have banked but not spent.
Yeah.
Like, what is? Yeah.
There's also things like different countries have different rules. Japan has a thing where once you pass a certain threshold, you have, if people have money that they put in but like not gotten the result of yet, you have to actually keep that money in a bank in Japan.
Interesting.
So that if the company closes down, you can return it or something like that. I can't remember the specifics, but just that like there's a bunch of weird things around this.
I like it when countries take the financial protection of their citizens very seriously.
Yeah,
I think that's nice.
This is me vaguely remembering something, but I've watched a few like videos on like, remember when crypto games were like a thing?
They still are.
Well, I guess they are still a thing. But remember when they were like really popping off, and like every few days there was like some new crypto game launching, or every few days you'd hear of one completely collapsing.
I could not point to an example of a crypto game that like is
there was actually a game
popular, or there are games that there was a game or whatever, but like because of the barrier for entry, no one was playing it.
Right.
Like, it's weird because you're saying, I don't know. It's a whole industry that sprang up on a promise that never materialized.
No, that never happened. But I'd see these videos of game developers who clearly all they care about is the crypto coin and
Yep.
doing a rug pull, basically, and they get a bunch of money, and then they're supposed to hold it or whatever. That's their I can't remember the exact things, but they're supposed to hold it. But then what they do is invest in a load of Bitcoin or other crypto, which then completely crashes. And then suddenly they're like, oh, we made some bad investments and everything's gone now.
Who would have thought that the people who did the rug pull, could get rug pulled?
Yeah.
I worked for a company that did one of these.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. And I watched it play out, and I thought, this is not good.
Oh, no.
And I stopped working for that
When was
company
that?
shortly after.
Wow. That wasn't the what was it called? Tiny Engine or whatever?
I'm not sure what that. I don't know what that is.
You've talked about a guy who got
I know what you're talking about.
famous from World of Warcraft.
I'll give you a clue.
Yeah.
It was the one I worked for before where I'm working now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
They had a few divisions.
Yep.
And one of them was, I think they called it Web3.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was the big.
Alongside the crypto, I'm not going to call it a scam, but I am going to call it a offering. Alongside the crypto offering, they did a lot. They did a lot of work in the metaverse.
Oh my god, yeah.
So they made and
you're using all the buzzwords.
Curiously, they've done a lot of layoffs in the last year.
Wow, yeah.
And I thought back before when I was leaving, I was like, they'll be lucky if they have 5 years left in them.
Yeah.
And they've got a couple years left to prove me wrong. But
that whole thing with the crypto games was weird because none of them that I saw come up felt like they were games first.
No, that's the problem. None of them were ever games
it's
first.
It's like there was at least part of an interesting idea there, but if you don't focus around it being a game first that then has an economy that then like I'm just not going to play it.
No, they'll launch a coin, pump it up, and then like do the most bare minimum basic game you've ever seen. That's probably like using store-bought assets.
So the one I remember seeing an actual game of, it was like they were selling monsters. They were not technically coins. They were
I think
fungible tokens.
I think that one was the most successful one.
Yeah.
Oh, the cats. There was a thing, but that was just a collectible cat thing.
No, there was a monster one.
It was vaguely Pokemon-ish. From what I remember.
But from what
it may have even been an auto.
What I heard,
I don't remember.
What I've heard about that game is that it was so successful because there were people in poorer countries using this to make actual money.
Yes, that rings a bell. Yeah, but also that's kind of what you would expect.
I guess, but I don't know what happened with that. I have no
my
idea.
point. Like I think that it was a flash in the pan.
Yeah,
we're back into guessing territory.
Yeah,
but like most of these games, the reason they don't materialize is because they say we're gonna make the game, but we're financing it through the things that we're selling up front.
Yeah.
So here, you buy a bunch of our monster tokens. And then in 3 years, you'll be able to play this game. And it turns out I've never made a game. I only know how to make a token. And it turns out that the people I keep hiring to help me make the game are there to just make a quick buck because that's all the whole industry is. It's just making a quick buck.
Yeah.
And it turns out the 3 million I raised, I've only got $1 million left. I'm just not going to bother. I'm going to use the $1 million for whatever. And sorry, guys.
I'll say we got hacked and call it a day.
Yep. So weird industry, bad direction.
Yep.
Let's hope that whole thing is dead at this point. Like I have not actually seen any.
I saw
games recently.
No, neither. I watched a video where it was a channel called Kira TV. I don't know if you know that.
No.
He usually just follows failed like Kickstarters and kind of like that.
Oh, did he do one for the one that I
don't think he. I don't know.
what was that called? I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, I don't know, but right.
Project Phoenix.
Yes, yeah. I don't know if he did.
So funny that Project Phoenix like died and hasn't risen.
No, it hasn't.
By the way.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, it still might. I don't know. I don't know where that's
It's only been 12 years.
I don't know where that's at. I remember last time I swear it was probably like over 5 years ago we were talking about this before, and I remember looking at like updates, and people were still like, I can't wait for the game. Oh my God, it's on the way. And it had been like so many years and with literally nothing.
The guy has literally started 2 other companies since then. I still have him on my LinkedIn, and I saw an update from him. He's got a studio in Japan with like a fairly large number of staff. I have no idea what they're working on, but they made Tiny Metal.
Yes, that was
that one. The Advance Wars ripoff. And they made that well after promising to make a completely different game. So I don't. It's very odd. The whole
there's a weird pattern with a strangely high number of Kickstarter, like failed Kickstarter games like that, where they start the game, it fizzles out.
Yeah.
But they make another game instead, and they're like, oh, we'll use what we make from this to fund the original.
Yeah.
But that still never happens.
Yeah.
Because like making games is hard.
Not only is it hard, but when you don't know how to make a game and you basically you sell a promise, people buy into this promise.
Yeah.
You try to make it and you realize it's got lethal flaws.
Yeah.
You go, oh, all of the things we promised we would do not make a game. They make a mess that it's not fun to play. It's hard to make.
Yeah.
It is no economically viable thing.
It might not even be possible in some cases.
Yeah. Yeah. And so then they use their learnings from their failure to make something that maybe does.
But it's also they're stringing along because I think Kickstarter rules they can't. I
don't think Kickstarter gives a shit. To be honest,
no, I think there are. There have been lawsuits. I think where if you do like cancel the product, then you have to refund people. And so they just don't cancel it, but then they just every couple of times a year put some bullshit update.
Yeah,
and then they say we're working on it.
Yeah. Oh boy. Well.
Yeah.
You guys been playing stuff? I've been playing stuff.
I've been playing stuff.
Yeah, I've played a few things.
I bought Kingdom Come Deliverance. For very cheap. I don't even. It was like $7 or something like that.
$7. Oh, that's a bargain.
It was pretty cheap. It was like 90% off or something quite substantial. Maybe it was a little bit more than that. I don't remember. But that game is awesome.
Yeah,
I haven't finished it. I don't know if I will finish it.
Yeah, it's a long one, right?
It's I'm probably a little over halfway through the story.
Where do you? So this is going to be getting into spoiler territory, I guess, for anyone.
Spoilers.
But I really want to know where you're at. So do you remember me talking about a boss fight where you were like, okay, I have to do this alone?
I remember that.
The guy that took the sword.
Okay. Yes. I'm not there.
Oh, you're not there.
Well, you fight a guy at the start of the game during the prologue.
Yes, and he takes your sword, right?
Yeah. I have not met him again, but I think that might be the part I was about to get.
I don't even know if that's halfway through the game, to be honest.
Okay. I was like up to that part.
Yeah, so I'm past that by quite a few hours. I do not think that's even halfway through the game.
It is quite it's interesting. I really like the game. It takes a lot of the simulation elements very seriously. For example, I found the most lethal thing in the game is a ladder.
What?
That if you ignore it, you'll die.
Oh, what if you fall?
If you fall a small distance and then you hurt your leg and the leg happens to be bleeding and you don't bandage it, you die.
Yeah. Yep. You can't just leap off a building.
But it's not even leaping off a building. It's more like it's like falling a single story in heavy armor.
In heavy armor, you'll break a leg. Yeah.
I think that's, I quite like a lot of the simulation elements they take seriously. And then there's also things that don't make a lot of sense. Like they don't take it seriously at all.
Okay, like what? Let's I'm
you
sure I'm probably going to agree with you.
You can just go into someone's house and punch all their chickens, and they don't care.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, look, there's definitely there's a limitation to what is capable, right? Because like to be truly a simulation, the amount of like AI and scripting required, it would be unbelievable, you know. So I mean, that's like a lot of games.
Pickpocketing is that whole mechanic.
I've never even tried pickpocketing.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
So the way it works, you target a person, you hold down your button. As long as they can't see you, you'll start building up time where you can rummage around in their bag. The longer you're within range and sort of rummaging.
Yeah. Rummaging range.
Yeah. And then like once you think you've got enough time, it brings up a big like circular window. And you might have some items identified and then a bunch of items that are not identified, and you can identify those items. That takes a little bit of time, but time is ticking down.
Yeah.
And then you can try and grab some of those items and then exit the bag. But it's difficult to navigate, and you're kind of against the clock, and I don't even know if there's like a chance to fail if you have successfully done all of these elements. I don't think there is, but it's weird. It's an interesting system, but it's weird.
Yeah. I've actually literally never tried pickpocketing anyone. Lockpicking. How do you find their lockpick system?
It took me a while to wrap my head around it.
Yeah.
It's basically a circle, and you point your mouse over a part of the circle. And then you hold a button and the whole entire circle starts rotating, but your mouse doesn't. So you have to try and keep your mouse where that spot was relative in the circle as it's spinning. And the harder the lock, the less tolerance for any sort of movement.
I find that incredibly difficult. I don't know how you find that.
I got better at it. I can do hard locks.
Oh, yeah.
Not reliably.
Yeah.
But I can do it.
Because I was using controller.
I've heard it's really hard on controller.
Yeah, I thought in my mind it should be easier because I thought like, oh, you'd be able to turn the lock more slowly, and you cannot. It's just like one speed, and it's
that's
just
annoying.
So I literally switched to mouse and keyboard to do lockpicking, and I don't like it.
I've done the whole thing on. I mean, I'm exclusively playing on mouse and keyboard.
Yeah,
you were saying you had mixed feelings about combat. I quite like the combat.
At the start I really struggled with the combat until I kind of got the hang of it, and now I feel like I can confidently take like 3 guys.
Target switching is really hard.
Yes, target switching is pretty tough. It's tough when you start getting surrounded. Basically, you're just gonna die. So what I tend to do is like try to run off, and then when they chase me, then it's like a 1-on-1 for a while.
Yeah, and
then back off a little bit more, and that kind of thing, and kind of lead them along. This is when you're fighting, a group of people.
Yeah.
And so trying to like single them out rather than like Skyrim style where you've just got a bunch of things in front of you and you're just swinging away like you're just gonna get wrecked completely.
I found that the bow is insane.
Yeah.
If you can use a bow and arrow properly,
those
guys will start chasing you and you can just shoot them and they're like, ow, and they'll keep running after you. Oh, and then they're like, okay, I surrender, and they'll fall over, and then they'll die.
If you get a good headshot, it's really satisfying.
Oh, I don't even go for the head.
Weren't you saying that, and that was how you beat one of the bosses
that is how
you were stuck on
boss.
For ages, and then you realized that actually a bow and arrow
I had to look up tips, and someone was just like, I just used a bow and arrow on him, and I shot him like, I think twice.
Bleeding, because I'm pretty sure bow and arrow like inflicts bleed, and bleeding is like the strongest thing in the game.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
That's
why ladders are so deadly.
Ladders. It's so funny. How long did it take you to kind of like get into the groove with the combat then?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I think I had to do the second training session where they teach you like perfect block and
so that's what
dodge and stuff.
So what was it? Perfect block and is it what's the perfect strike? I think Master Strike.
I don't even know if I've got Master Strike.
Okay,
yet.
that's the game changer because that means you can block and then
do an unblockable attack.
Do an unblockable attack, and that's really the game changer there. When I got that, that's why I feel like I can now confidently take on like multiple people.
One thing I really like about the world is it's very dense with interesting things, and not all of the interesting things are like gameplay relevant. So like, you'll walk through the woods and you'll find like an ancient shrine, like
yeah.
it's just like a wooden carved face.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, whoa, and it'll be like, this is an interesting spot. And I look around and there's nothing else.
Yeah,
I
like
okay,
that.
cool.
I like that. You're just like, okay, cool. And
Yeah.
you can just be along the roadside and find something like that, or an accident, and you're just like, cool. There's just an interesting
finding like
thing.
a minecart halfway down a hill and the bottom of the body at the bottom of the hill, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's great. So have you done that quest I talked about with the at the attack on the stables?
Yes,
because that's the one I was saying where I really clicked into how to play this
back
game.
And got some people to help. I didn't do that.
Yeah,
I went into the woods and there's just one guy to fight.
Yes, but I didn't know that.
Okay,
this is the thing. I was like, I don't know how many they've gone into the woods. I don't know how many people there are. If there's more than one person, I will 100% die.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go and report back. But just the fact that you can report back where there's nothing that's like saying, okay, the next step is to report back. You can just next step is it just says follow them, find where they are.
Yep.
And you just go, okay, I know where they have gone. In real life, I would report back to the guy in charge and say, they've gone this way. I wouldn't just go rogue off by myself.
There are things about... So I really like sort of the fluidity of the quest system. In that, yes, you can work with partial information, and it'll kind of change the outcome at times. Like, because it might be that you think one guy's the villain and he's not.
Yes,
whatever, right? That kind of thing.
I agree. There was I'll just
spoilers.
Give an example. There was a quest where there was like a bandit out in the woods.
Yep.
And you ask around the town and you find out a little bit of history about this bandit, but then you can, if you choose, also kind of infiltrate the bandit group by posing as a bandit, essentially, like a poacher.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
And I sort of started down that a little bit, but I ended up just basically talking to the people in town, finding out about him, and then finding out where he was hiding, and there was this whole confrontation. But during that confrontation, it was like there was this back and forth between characters, and I'm sitting there going, I don't know what they're talking about, because there's this whole other side that I basically ignored, which was his side of the story kind of thing.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was going on. I ended up killing the guy, and I ended up being like, did I do the right thing? I have no... I only got one side of the side of a conflict. I don't know if this guy was actually justified in what he was doing, or like what was going on.
I mean, I've got a quest. There's like a blacksmith, and he heard that there's another blacksmith who does chanting while he's doing his blacksmithing.
Yep.
And I have a quest to go and find out what that's all about. Is he using magic? Is he a bad guy? Is he a witch?
Yeah.
And in all likelihood, he's just saying a prayer. I'm not up to that. I haven't actually found him yet, but I can feel like, there's going to be a few different approaches.
Yeah.
I mean, even from the very start of the game, like just after the prologue, maybe even it's just before the prologue ends. So for context, you've just escaped the massacre of your whole village by foreign soldiers. You go to a big compound, and they feed you and they take care of you, and the only thing on your mind is, I want to go and bury my parents. They need a good Christian burial, and you need to escape. And what you're kind of nudged into doing is you talk to like the lady of the fort, and she's like, well, why don't you go and dress up like a soldier, and here's some money, and you can, if you need to bribe anybody, and you can get out of there, and you might want to get yourself a horse, and you can ride out, and whatever you're doing is none of my business. But you can just like make a run for it.
Yeah.
You could ignore all of that. And if you jump, and I tried that the first time, I jumped into the moat and I broke my legs, of course. And and then all the guards were like, Henry's just bloody jumped into the boat. Guards. It's like very responsive to my very specific actions.
Yeah.
And I thought that is really, really cool. They're very thorough with like player behavior and responsiveness. I think that's kind of the biggest strength of the game. I will say that like oftentimes it's a bit tedious. Like when you're going between villages, if you don't want to fast travel, or even if you do fast travel, it'll be like, now you're in a bandit fight.
Yeah, that's right. There are random events while you're fast traveling. Yeah. You can also get like skills that affect that.
Yeah, you can.
But I really like. I have not yet found it tedious riding around the countryside. Like I enjoy it so much, like galloping on my horse.
I think that if I have a quest and I need to travel across the land, I know how long it's gonna be like 15 minutes of just riding,
Yeah.
and there's just nothing really to do.
Well, if it's somewhere where you've not been, where you've been,
Or
if
even
it's
if
one
you
of the
have
main
been,
roads that
like-
you've just constantly been
Yeah.
through, I get it. But like, maybe this is just me, but I like trying to find my way without looking at the map and just using the
Sure,
in-game, you know,
directions,
directions and like landmarks and stuff like that, and
Signs.
kind of finding my way about like, okay, it's this road is the one I need to turn down, and that, and,
Yeah.
you know, and then I'll just check the map to be like, oh, yep, this is right, and you know, without, I don't know, I just like trying to navigate using the world,
Sure.
you know.
I spent a full in-game night, and the days passed very slowly, but I spent a full in-game night running around in the woods.
Oh yeah, that would suck.
But no, actually, that was really fun.
Oh, was it?
Like, I was finding all sorts of stuff.
Ah,
I found a murder den. Like,
really?
Yeah, there's like a cabin, and it's like, oh, you found an accident, and I went inside, and there were a bunch of bodies of women and a book about like how cutting people up.
Oh my god,
the joy of cutting or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And like it was exclusively women.
Oh my god.
Clearly, it was like a medieval serial
Was there any
killer.
way to report that to someone? Or
I don't know. I don't think
Wow.
so. But it's a
It's just
skill
there.
book, I'm pretty sure, is what I got.
Oh, okay.
So
You can learn the skill. And
Yeah.
I could become a next
Specifically about cutting up women.
And I found like a cave, like a mine, an abandoned mine, and all sorts of stuff. There's like, oh, by the way, the mine section. Oh, have you done
The DLC?
Yeah.
Yes.
that DLC? Is brutally hard. I found that to be
Yeah.
an example of the game kind of railroading you in a bad way.
This is when I felt like throwing my controller because the dog was like constantly getting in front of me, and because so there's a part where you're sneaking around.
I'll explain for Paul.
Okay, yeah.
So you get to play through the opening events of the game from another character's perspective.
Okay.
And the opening events of the game is literally foreign soldiers burning your village down and killing everybody in it.
Mhm.
And you're playing as a woman who sees her whole family get killed, and there's these foreign soldiers banging on her door, and you have to escape. And then the escaping is not hard. Now you have to find your brother, and your brother was in the mines, and there's actually a bunch of lead up to this.
Oh yeah,
it's super long.
It's quite a lot. It's a lot, but I found it really interesting because you've played through these events from the main character Henry,
Yeah.
and both those characters did interact a couple of times in that, so you sort of knew a few points where you're like, oh, this is when I meet Henry from this side.
But as Henry, you're staying inside the town, and as this lady, you're exploring all around the town and doing a bunch of stuff.
A lot.
You go into the mines. And
you're into the woods for a bit.
In the
you
woods.
You get attacked by a wolf.
Wolf. Yeah, it's just a dog.
Yeah, still wrecked me.
Yeah, you meet Henry's like love. And you're hanging out with her for a
yeah,
while,
that's
way longer than Henry ever does.
Yeah. Oh, you see what Henry was doing basically before. You saw what he was doing before the actual start of the game. So from the start of the game, Henry wakes up and he says, you know, what a night before or whatever. You basically start the day before that. And so you see what Henry was doing. And Henry got hurt on his hand at the very start. His mother's like, oh, you're hurt. What happened? And he's like, oh, forget about it. You find out how he did that.
It's because he's sword fighting the lady.
Yeah. No. Beat him. So that's why he was like embarrassed by it.
However, there's a part after the raid happens. It's quite freeform. This game lets you tackle quests in a bunch of different ways. There's one of the early quests in this line is like, oh, one of my friends likes a boy, and I need to find out if the boy likes her back. And you can do a whole bunch of stuff. You can pick locks. You can go. You can raid his house and find out. Like, there's a bunch of things you can do to find it out. Or you can just go and to ask him, and he's like, oh yeah, I like her.
Yeah.
And when you go back to her, she's like, I can't believe you did that. And she's like, well, he likes you. And she's like, oh, great.
That's right. She had a whole elaborate like plan of like, I was going to do this, and then he'll say this, and then I'll do that.
Yeah. And you can ignore all of it.
Yeah.
But then so it's very open, free form questing.
But you also know what's coming. Like that's also
Yes,
the
that's
thing
true,
as well.
that's true.
You know what's coming. That this is a very
Because it's the day before the
yes,
town.
yeah,
gets-
yeah.
But then they raid the town. They're banging on your door. You're trying to escape, and at this point, it's like it feels very constrained.
Yeah, it's really difficult. I found it really difficult
and
this
kind of
part.
annoying, and the information is kind of too loose.
Yeah,
but then the boundaries are too strict. So like you have to go and find your brother in the mines, and they give you 3 options. And if you go to any of the options in the wrong order, you're just gonna get swarmed by dudes, and you're basically an unarmed lady with no armor and pretty weak fighting abilities.
You have a dog with you that can kind of help, but really
not really.
Not really.
You can sneak attack 1 or 2 dudes and kill them. I ended up killing like 6 guys.
I had
a way higher body count as her than Henry.
Wow, way more capable. I snuck around everyone. I did not even attempt to stealth kill anyone.
But like, I must have played through trying to escape the house 15 times.
The house, I feel like, is a moment where the game has a specific thing you're supposed to do, but it doesn't feel like it's a specific thing.
And it's actually kind of giving you the wrong information. You've got to check mine tunnels A, B, and C. And if you try and go to C first, can't do it. If you try to go to A first, can't do it. You have to go to B first, and then you go to B, and then like, well, no, try checking C. And you go to C, and then you have to go to A, and it's like, why do I have to do it this way?
That does seem very odd.
Yeah,
given everything else you've said about the game.
Yeah,
and they've got invisible walls, which means that you cannot.
Yes, I encountered some.
You're probably like, oh, I'll try and go to A by going up towards B and then jumping over these rocks. And you're like, oh, the rocks are a bit slippery, and no, there's just actually a wall there. You just can't do it.
I think I encountered something where it like faded out, and you just got caught. Like, as I was on my way. I guess it was on my way to the last one. I did this huge loop around because there was a bunch of soldiers sort of there. So I did this huge loop around.
Was it around that there's like the walled-in enclave?
Yeah. And I think I hit some sort of outer barrier because I was still in sneaking. I sneaked everywhere, and then suddenly it like faded out, and you just got attacked. And I was like, "What the hell? I must have hit some kind of boundary."
Yeah, and then
because I guess it's a stop because technically there like is an open field. You could just run forever in a direction, like
so they probably need to do a boundary, but there are boundaries where like,
but come on, that boundary was, I felt like that boundary was too close because I was like I was still heading in the direction I needed to, just doing a real big circle around.
Anyway, it's quite, that's a very long quest as well, because
it was pretty exhausting, and then after
like an hour or 2 of gameplay before the raid, and then the raid happens, and there's like an hour or 2 gameplay after the raid, and it's like, anyway,
and then it's
still a great game. I really like.
I find it funny then when you finish that DLC and you go back to the main game and you remember like, oh yeah, that was just her telling Henry, and you're just back as Henry, and
you're like, oh cool,
oh okay, wow.
Anyway, sorry that happened to you.
Yeah.
I also lost my parents. All right, see you later.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll play more of it, or
I think I will, and I think I'm going to pick up the sequel.
Yeah, I'm really keen on the sequel as well.
It's a bit expensive.
Yes,
and I've been buying my games on discount.
I bet by the time I get finished with this game, it'll be on sale at some point.
It's been on 50% sale a few times, but if 50% sale is still like $50 or whatever.
That's great. I really like it. It's like you say, there's this openness to it. I've had quests where I had to interpret the writings of a madman to find my way through the landscape, and using what he had described in his madness as like, oh, he must have been talking about this, or he must have been talking about that, and figure out where he was going.
I really like, they play it very straight. The whole the setting is so important. Everyone saying "Jesus Christ be praised" to you is so funny.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like just, oh, Jesus Christ be praised. See you later.
It's a different time.
A very different time.
I know what I really like as a modern day person is how they believed in magic, 100%. They 100% believed in like witchcraft and all this sort of stuff.
Yep.
And you as a person are just like, this is bullshit. It's like superstition, like whatever is affecting this town or whatever is I don't know. It's a
bad water. It could be anything.
Yeah,
right?
it could be anything. It's not a curse. Nobody put a curse on this town or this person or whatever.
I also like you get varying viewpoints. Like the peasantry are very devout and but then like the nobles are not.
Yeah,
they're much more cynical because they have power over the priests.
Yeah,
and the priests have power over the peasants.
Have you met?
I've done the quest with the priest.
Yeah,
I love that quest with the priest. The very last section of the quest with the priest was very red for me. You know when you're close to death and everything turns red?
Oh, really?
Yes, I was bleeding out.
Holy hell.
So everything was bright red for me.
Wow.
Anyway, really fun game.
It's great. I wish we could talk about it more without but you just end up spoiling so much.
Paul, if you get a chance to get Kingdom Come Deliverance, the first one at least, I think it's well worth it.
It sounds cool. I don't think it's for me though.
That's fair.
That simulation side of things.
Yeah.
When we say simulation, I think it's just punishing in ways that you wouldn't expect. If you like games that are punishing, it's in some ways it's a survival game. You have to keep yourself happy and healthy and well fed,
and sleep
but don't overeat.
Oh yeah,
because you get sluggish.
Yeah. This is the thing. There's a sweet spot.
Yeah, and if you stay in the sweet spot for a while and you've got a perk, you get bonuses. Yeah. Anyway, another game I just want to quickly talk about. I picked this up on deep discount. It was one of the games I was really excited about. I think when the Xbox One launched.
Oh yeah,
Sunset Overdrive. Does anybody remember this game?
Sunset Overdrive. Why do I know that name?
It was like one of the promoted launch titles for.
I'm just going to look this up because I swear I know that name. Sunset Overdrive.
Developed by Insomniac. It's a third-person shooter, open world, and I was like pretty excited when it was first announced because I really like the art style. I will say it's got some cool stuff. I paid about $7 for it, and I think that's about the right price. It's not bad. It is. It's got a lot of rough edges. It's got that classic. We're getting into open world games. We're not going to bother with like a lot of direction. Problem. And also it thinks it's very cool.
It looks very 90s cool.
The game thinks it's very cool. It's got like a punk soundtrack. It's very meta. Like there's a voice that talks to you, and it talks about it being a game, and like it just takes.
Okay.
It's a little
Super
too
cool.
on the nose.
Yeah.
But like, I think that the sort of the selling feature of the game is like it's a very mobile shooter. You can skate on rails and pretty much any edge you can grind on constantly, despite you just wearing shoes. You can like hang from poles and then flip up and grind the pole and hang back down. You can switch directions.
It's a lot of motion is what you're saying.
Pretty much any object in the road or on a building you can jump on and use and bounce off of. Like it's a springboard. So it emphasizes this mobility a lot. And you get bonuses for being super mobile and doing all sorts of movement things during combat. And I think that's quite cool.
Yeah, that does sound kind of fun.
Yeah, but it at times it's really clunky. So one of the things when I play a game like Zelda, where they've focused on freedom of movement, it feels solid and predictable, and what I'm doing like always seems to make sense. If I'm jumping from one thing to another, it does it in a way that I'm expecting it to do, and it doesn't glitch out. And like it kind of gives me the benefit of the doubt for when I'm close to a ledge and I try and leap towards it. You know, if I've got no energy, I generally won't fall to my death. It'll be like, here's a little extra boost and you made it kind of thing. Sunset Overdrive gives you the benefit of the doubt, probably too much.
Oh.
Like you'll zip over to things you probably shouldn't be zipping over to.
Yeah.
But then it also feels really clunky. Sometimes you're doing things and it does things you're not expecting it to do.
Yeah, like snap you to something.
Yeah, snap you to something you're not trying to snap to. Or you'll get just stuck. I got stuck in the terrain at one point. There's just a lot of glitches, and it just feels like they've done a lot of emphasis on this freedom of movement, and they haven't polished it quite enough. But for $7 as like a fun little experiment in movement combat, I thought it was kind of neat.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
that's a good bargain.
Yeah, I like $7 games. More of those, please.
How about you, Paul? Have you played anything?
I played a few things. I played a couple of demos. One was a playtest, the other was a demo, I think. The playtest was for a game called Everything is Crab.
Everything is crab?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you said everything is crap.
No, Crab.
Oh,
So you
crap.
start out as
I
this,
love the name.
You start out as this little slime, and then all you can do is walk around. You can like eat things that are like fruit that have fallen from trees,
Yeah.
or you can punch these little critter things.
Okay, yeah, it looks...
When you level up, you get to pick a trait from a different like animal.
Oh, is this Spore? Is this the
A little bit,
Is this the cell stage?
but
Spore?
it's like silly, but also just really kind of fun. I don't know how good it'll be once it
looks
comes
like
out, but
like a survivor's game. Is that right?
yeah,
Okay.
but it doesn't get anywhere near as crazy in terms of like all the abilities you get.
Yeah.
But you know, you can grow really large and then find a ability that you might get one thing that scales your health based off how large you are.
Yeah.
And it will actually change the size of your character.
Mhm.
And then you might get a skill that deals damage based off your max HP.
Yeah.
It's all a little bit clunky, but in just a fun way. And it was a playtest, so I can't
Sure,
get it. But
sure.
I think it's a really cool little idea. Is just a the other demo I played, I saw on YouTube, and it's like I can't remember the name of the franchise, but it's like a baby trading stock market, alien space baby stock market game. Whereas like
what?
Yep. Well, this was the thing, is that I saw the YouTube video for it and I went, I just have to play that.
I've played some space trading games, never a baby.
Well, this one's I think it's set post scarcity, and it starts out with a dude being like, we solved everything and that was really horrible for wanting to gamble, so we've the only thing that we don't know for sure is like but we have good predictions for these babies' lives on different planets.
Oh my god!
So yeah, you get to like buy when things are going like terribly for them, and then it'll like predict how their life goes, and then sell when things are going really well, and then yeah.
So what you're kind of
You
betting?
can short. Like, there's once you get a little bit into it, allows you to like short that baby. It's silly. I had a lot of fun playing this demo for like. I only played it for like 5 hours or something, but
That's
I'm kind of,
Areas.
Is it called Space Warlord Baby Trading Simulator?
yes, that's the one.
So are you betting on these babies' lives?
Yeah, how well they'll go. So
what
like
they'll do, like
some of the planets will be like, oh, they'll have like a relatively stable life.
Yeah.
Until everything goes horribly wrong. And you know that on those planets that like largely you'll see a trend up.
Yeah.
And then their lives will get better overall, but it'll fluctuate, and it has all these like events in their life where
Hey, good news is this game unlocks in 4 days, according as of
really?
recording.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow.
oh, that's somewhat exciting.
You're gonna get it?
Yeah, I had fun playing the demo.
That's so cool.
I mean, it does a little bit depend on how much it costs, but it was a very unique experience, and easily just the kind of
what I find interesting about this, and this is something I've long held to be true, which is if this wasn't babies, it wouldn't functionally change the gameplay at all. But
No.
it would hugely impact your ability to enjoy it. And it would impact your desire to try it in the first place and buy it.
Yep.
Theme makes such a monumental difference to especially this kind of like, if you can find a funny, quirky theme, you can be a hit. Where another game that is just you're trading space corn.
Yeah, if it's like
You'd be like-
mechanically exactly the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, the theme is just
and they do like play off that too. The events that happen are like mildly funny, and that helps a lot, because I think if you were just watching number go up and down, it would actually not be that exciting.
right. How do you win?
So you had to keep making. I think you have to make a certain amount of money by a deadline.
So it's like kind of a
And then
Balatro
there's
kind of thing.
3 thresholds for how well you've done, and bottom's like you just passed, and then the mid tier, you made certain amount, and then there's an upper tier for you passed the highest threshold kind of thing.
Is it very is it kind of is there a randomness to it where it's like
for each they will be within guidelines though.
Yeah.
Like that one, the planet I talked about where things largely trend up is one. There's another one where it's all military based. So things fluctuate a lot. But also the society itself is really militaristic. So when you get like drafted, it's like one of the best things. You also get events that happen where that might multiply how successful, how big the swings are and their overall. It's not happiness, but it's like how well they're doing. You can also hire information brokers, I think they're called.
Yeah.
And they will take a cut of the money you make to tell you a certain kind of thing. So one of them might predict the lowest point in their life, what the lowest value will be. And some of them are really good at it, and they'll give you like a really small range. And then some of them, it's just a massive band. I don't know how much of it I'll play. I had fun playing the demo though, so it's at least.
You played it for like what? Did you say 5 hours?
Yeah, I think
it's
so.
a long time to just play a demo.
And I've only got like 2 starts.
Wow.
You play as 2 different characters, and the first is very obviously the tutorial.
Yeah.
And then the second's when you start unlocking more tools.
Whoa.
I wonder how much it's going to be, because it doesn't have a price listed right now. That's
it was like
yeah,
that is kind of the thing.
Do you want to spitball a guess?
If it's
what do you reckon? We could. Yeah, next podcast.
I will guess
know
$15.
$15.
Yeah, I would quite happily pay 20 for
Yeah.
it. So I suspect it'll be around there.
All right, $15, $20.
Yeah.
All right.
Blake,
I'm gonna say 18.
Blake, what you playing?
I've been playing a game called Age of Wonders 4.
Okay.
Now, I can't remember if I've talked about this before, but I wanted to. I'm pretty sure I didn't. I played this like a couple years ago.
By the way, they should have called it Age of Forwarders.
Oh God.
Anyway,
we're done with the podcast. That's it. It's called Age of Wonders 4. It's a the 4X strategy game.
Yep.
It's fantasy civilization.
Yeah. Carl was playing. I think it was either this or Endless Legend.
Endless Legend is also a fantasy
maybe
civilization
both
as well.
And I have wishlisted it for ages. I think
there's Endless Legend 2 out now, but it's in early access.
I think it was Age of Wonders 3 I've had wishlisted for like 8 years.
Just get 4.
Well, I've heard, I might be mistaken, but I've heard 4, like the latest one is not as well received.
I'm receiving it well.
Okay.
I think
Regale me.
I think I actually have Age of Wonders 3, but I don't think I ever really like got into it.
Okay.
Age of Wonders, so I mean the basics of it is very much like civilization. You start off with a city and you're building improvements on it.
Yep.
You have some resources, so you have like food.
Yep.
You have productivity, and you have like drafting. I don't know, some drafting resource that is like how fast your units, your military units are built.
Like that kind of drafting.
Yeah.
Sure.
And there's mana as well. So that mana allows you to cast spells, which you have at the start of the game. You pick a spell book to research spells from, and there is like so many spell books. Like you can spend like 5 minutes going through all these spell books to pick one, and basically picking one is sort of like setting up your character's build for the game, because they're all different branches of magic. So there's ones that are like more, like more healing focused, or ones that are like very military focused or economy focused. The one I'm playing now is a lot of summoned units.
Okay.
So a lot of the time, instead of building units, I'm casting a spell that summons them directly,
freeing up some resources or something else.
But that also then costs more mana, and they have an upkeep of mana per turn. And if I I found out that if I don't maintain enough mana, they will just disappear.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have to keep that up, and then that also like feeds into the kind of build I'm going, where I have spells that and enhancements that upgrade magic. Summon creatures.
Okay.
So a lot of my army is summon creatures.
Right.
I end up getting spells that enhance summon creatures, and you just kind of like build out this race as if it's like a character in, say, like Path of Exile, where you're building, I'm gonna go like all fireballs and fire power and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
In Path of Exile.
I'm going deep summoned units.
Yeah. So you go deep summon, but it's for the whole race. And I just find that super interesting and makes me want to like replay with different kind of like themes.
Yeah.
Are you playing with a win condition on?
There is a win condition on. I can't remember what it is.
How many times have you restarted with different spellbooks?
I've actually I've played this a few times over the years, but this last session I've been playing for like 2 weeks, and I haven't restarted. I started playing as this like heavy summon build where I was like, you know what? I want to make a race that is just like wizards, just like classic wizards. So my main and
Harry Potter fantasy.
Yeah, Harry Potter fantasy. And so my you craft your sort of main leader, and he's your Voldemort, and he's your like hero. That is a physical
Voldemort, but okay.
He's a physical unit on the map that you use in combat as well. So he's casting spells. He's an actual unit.
Yeah.
And then yes.
What happens if he dies?
Oh, he will
like reset.
He will respawn at a certain time. I think he's not died yet.
Classic Voldemort.
Yeah, but you craft your main hero, and then you go through stages of like crafting your actual race of like what their talents are, what they're like good at, and what they're bad at. And they do a similar thing that Stellaris does, where you can pick negative effects to add
to give you some currency
So you can kind of it's actually heaps like Stellaris, where you're just crafting this race, but then because it's got all these different spell books that you can build like your race's build from, you kind of just start thinking like, oh, what if I do one that's like, what if I do one that's just like they're all like knights or something, like they're all like King Arthur knights, and you find a spell book that's like all about strength and like bolstering your melee units and that sort of thing, and it just has so much replayability.
That's cool.
And then the game itself is like just a cool. I would say it's sort of that. This isn't a negative, but it is a sort of a standard 4X. Spread your empire over the world, found cities, that sort of thing. The combat is turn-based tactics. So you go
to a different screen for
You
combat.
go to a different screen.
You have to move
and
units around.
And then you move units around, and you can cast. The units can have spells, but you can also cast world spells yourself, which you've learned from these spell books.
This makes me weirdly less interested in it.
Really?
Yeah.
You can just auto resolve.
Okay, now I'm more interested in it. I don't mind turn-based tactics, but when it's turn-based tactics embedded in something else, I find it slows down everything.
I found myself at the start manually doing every battle.
Yeah.
And then now... Unless it's
taking 2 hours.
But now unless it's like a real important battle, I just auto resolve.
Yeah,
it's fine. And then there's I think it is actually made by Paradox.
That would track.
Yeah, because I've just
the systems sound like.
Yeah, I've just realized there's they have like a very similar event sort of system that like Stellaris had, where there's like a mid-game sort of.
I was
crisis.
about to ask about that because one of the things that Stellaris specifically focused on as a design feature was the mid and end game dragging. Well, really end game drag.
Yeah,
like you get to a point where you have like a super powerful guy, and everyone else is weak or whatever, and now you're just waiting for the turns to tick away and for him to conquer the world.
Yeah.
And the solution was crisis, right? Something that comes in and can change the flow of the game. And
I mean, there is. I have had something like that, like it was very minor though. I don't know. I know that there are other crazy things that can happen where there can be like dragon lords or something that fight each other, and you have to side with one, but then you're at war with like the two others or something like that. But in this one, it was like this weird stag god showed up, and cool. was giving me quests to do. There's a quest system as well.
It wasn't a mental illness.
No.
Just making sure.
And
Stag God told me I have to kill the elves.
It did sound like that. It was a bit like that. But yeah, there's quests as well that pop up every once in a while where you can meet minor races who are not
like dwarves.
Yeah, actually, you can meet dwarves. Yeah, who are not
minor.
Yeah.
I thought you meant because they were short.
Who
and also they're all under 18.
Yes. Yeah.
That's why they're minors.
Yeah.
But they've never actually held a pickaxe in their lives.
No.
Anyway, go on.
Yeah, you can meet these minor races that sometimes they're dwarves, and they will give you like quests to do, things like that, and you can befriend them, and then you build up enough sort of enough reputation with them, or enough like what's it called? They like you enough. Then you can
that is like a reputation system, I think.
And you can absorb them into your empire, so you can take them over,
right?
Or they can just become a vassal of yours, where then they like giving you a portion of their resources. Yes, that's what I was trying to think of. Like I was trying to think what game I played that had those city states. It was Civ. Yeah.
What do you get from the quests?
Resources, or sometimes units, gear as well.
So you would actually like choose to do those above other goals, as long as things weren't going dire in some way.
Yeah. And I mean, unless you're like massively getting invaded by some like army, you basically just kind of can go out and do these quests. There's dungeons that really just result in like you send an army there with a hero, so you can recruit multiple heroes, and they are usually the leader of your army, but you don't necessarily have to have an army with a hero, and you can make as many armies as you want. But these dungeons, you have to have a hero to go to, and then it's a little text thing that says what's going on, and then you'll have some choices. They almost all result in a fight, but what you choose kind of has an impact on that fight.
Okay,
and then out of that, you will get a load of resources, and you'll get to choose. Maybe you get an extra hero unit or an extra unit that you wouldn't necessarily have access to because it's outside your kind of like race build. Sure. Or you get like actual gear. So your heroes can equip gear, and you can have weapons and rings and mounts.
It sounds to me like a mix of Civilization and Heroes of Might and Magic.
Yeah.
Like, because that was a turn-based hero-focused game with units.
Yeah.
But this is, then you've got like the overworld of Civilization, and I assume you've got research and tech trees. And
there's research. So the research is the spells that I was talking about.
Oh, the spell books.
So the spell books are what you're researching.
Sure.
And so at the start of the game, you pick a spell book.
Yeah.
At your very first turn, you pick one of like 3 spells to research.
Okay.
And then from there, you're just
in Civ, it might not be the best strategy, but you can kind of research everything eventually, right?
You cannot research everything eventually. Okay. So there are tiers. As you finish one spell book, you get to choose another one. And I can't remember how many tiers of spell books there are, but you can only pick one from each tier.
Okay.
So you can hyper focus on one particular school of magic, or you can spread yourself out to like all over the place and just become.
You could be like, first turn I want to be summoning, second turn I want to be fire.
Yeah. Or you could and you can be like, oh man, I really want to heal more.
Right.
Get a load of healing guys, or get the one that like it improves the economy more or something.
And
you
can't backtrack. You can't
backtrack. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you are locked into that decision.
Have you tried it multiplayer?
I've not tried multiplayer.
So I would be interested. That this is the kind of game. So I haven't really played Civ multiplayer, but I know people who played Civ multiplayer, and the matches would last like 4 hours, which is a long time for a multiplayer game and very short for Civ.
Yeah, yeah. We had Stellaris games, so we played Stellaris multiplayer, and that went for weeks.
Yeah, but that was also
it
wasn't competitive in a way that
we got.
It wasn't people trying to get to the next game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I would imagine that this is a game that interests me from a multiplayer perspective because I can imagine there being quite interesting spell builds that you would only kind of learn about by being run over by them.
Yeah, it honestly feels like playing Path of Exile and then thinking like, oh yeah, I've got a pretty good build, and then you look up. What like
I made it to tier 3 maps.
Yeah.
So I'm good.
Yeah, and then you look at what other people are doing and you're like, oh my god.
Yeah. The gear thing is interesting to me. This is a game where I hear about it, I'm like, this sounds really fun, and I want to try it out. And I worry that when I jump in there's going to be too many layers, and I'm going to start being like, this is actually sluggish.
I think you could approach it where like, all right, I'm just going to play it as a Civ game.
Yeah.
For a while, all I'm going to worry about is the city.
Yeah.
Improvements. You can take land as well, so your city eventually like grows bigger and bigger.
Can you found new cities?
You can found new cities. You need a hero to get to a province to found new cities.
Okay. So it's not like Civ where as long as you're not too close to another city, you can plop it down.
I don't know how close you can. I've never. Yeah, I don't know the like. If there's a minimum kind of thing of like, but what I tend to do is you explore the map a little bit and then you zoom out. The map does a really cool thing where it zooms out into parchment, and then everything is like a very just simple representation, and you can see all the clusters of resource nodes and stuff, and you go, okay, here's a good spot for a city here, and you go down and do that. There are monsters on resource nodes that you have to fight.
See how much it is.
There's monsters on resource nodes that you have to fight, but those things will often give you like gear and resources when you fight them. It's just great.
Oh man,
what is it too much?
No, it's expensive, but kind of
it does the Stellaris thing where there's a lot of DLC.
That's more what I'm looking at.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's like $80 for the game, and if I
and then $80 for DLC.
If I get it on sale, that's not too bad. And then if I want to get the premium edition, which has all the DLC, it's actually $150.
Well,
you might not want.
You don't need to
all the DLC. either.
Right.
There's a lot of games where you just have like a bunch of cosmetic DLC packs in there, and then like the one content one.
Yes, this is another. When we talk about online play, and this is something I've never really been able to do any of the Paradox games online because they have 15 DLCs.
Yeah.
And everyone's only playing like the one, like the everything,
Yep. I've never been able to play those multiplayer.
It's an interesting business model.
It works, I guess.
It sustains them.
It is I get what you mean though. It is a daunting thing. Like there was a time I was buying like every Stellaris expansion when it came out.
Yeah.
That was I don't even think I played that for like 5 years, 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
I would probably have to spend up to $100 to get all the.
I mean, Crusader Kings is probably like
Crusader Kings is I think probably the worst one for it. It's insane. Yeah. Some of the DLCs I think are way too expensive for what they are though. They have like single DLCs that are like $70.
That X4 game is crazy.
Oh,
all the DLC with
but
it.
Yes, but you can get it. They do really deep sales. So like we did, I got X4 and all of the DLCs, and it was $70 or something like that.
Yeah,
altogether, and that it was like the base game was $6, and then every DLC was like $9 or something like that. And I was like, okay, sure.
Well, I mean, what I do is I will just buy the base game.
Yeah.
And then play it. And if I like it, I'll go, all right, I'll buy some DLC.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm going to wait until it's on sale.
Yeah, I mean, do that too. Do that too, for sure.
Sorry, games industry.
But I did that again just now because I've had this game for quite a few years. And at one point, I had all the DLC, and they've got like loads of DLC since I've played since. I started playing, and then after a few hours, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get all the DLC, all the newest DLC. And I ended up signing up for one of their, what do they call them? Passes?
Oh yeah,
you know,
it's like you spend $60 a year.
Yeah, so I've already paid for like future DLC now. So
this is for for Age of Wonders 4.
Yeah.
You must really like it.
It's good. It's like I was saying, that replayability of like, I could make a different. There's so many different like builds basically and races that you can.
But you've never beaten a game. You've never finished a game.
I've never finished a game. I'm determined to finish this one.
Okay.
I have gotten pretty far in the past. But I sort of got to a point where I was like, oh, it feels like it's a slog now.
Yeah.
And that was quite a few years ago. And I'm not at that point yet, but already it feels like I've had a lot more events happen. Like that. Okay. So that event I was saying where a stag showed up and gave me a bunch of quests. That's just one event. There's another event where, there's these ghosts around.
Okay.
And they just pop up. And if you have a hero to them, they just give you a quest to like do some stuff, and it can like massively affect your race and your army and your hero.
Okay. So you're just gonna race around and do ghost quests.
Yeah, they just sort of pop up every once in a while, and you'll see one and go, "Oh, damn, I got to get over there." There's a trader that comes around now that sells you insane stuff that just pops up every once in a while. There's
can I just gotta go to the bathroom.
Oh, yep. There's there's some constant event where this mist shows up near one of your settlements, and it gives you a countdown to some giant army showing up. But that happens everywhere. So you see it, you have a pop up that says, the mists are approaching.
Yeah,
but it's not near any of your empire; it's someone else's. So you can just be like, oh, they're getting attacked. Maybe I'll go
back
see what I can like do over there.
Yeah, put some pressure on them.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just cool. I really like it. I'm really liking it.
I've been honestly itching to get back into a 4X game. I don't know if this is a thing that can exist, but I would love a 4X game that takes place over 2 hours, about 2 hours. You know what I mean? Like, you start the game, you have a really fun, grand strategy experience, and then 2 hours later, it's done, and you can do another one.
Well, you'd hate because I'm playing it on slow as well.
Oh my god! Like, come on. Why?
I just want to take my time. I want to enjoy it. I used to do this. I used to do this in Age of Empires as well, because I wanted to feel. I wanted to feel the upgrade.
Yeah.
I wanted to be like I had caveman wars.
Yeah.
But in a lot of games where you're just racing through the tiers, especially in like Civilization,
you never see the barbarians.
You never see the barbarians. You never
knights, you get straight to planes.
You just you just race as fast as you can.
I think there's got to be a middle ground. So I mean, look, but you can do that. One of the problems is for Civilization, when you're changing the game speed, you're only changing the speed of research and resource collection. You're not changing the movement speed.
No, you're not. All it does is give you longer in each era, so that you have more time to kind of experience those eras.
But you could do a version where like the era time is short, but unit movement speed is fast. So like you could still have your barbarian clashes during the barbarian era, and then you're out of that era and you're into the knight era. Like I guess that's kind of what I want. I don't know.
Did you play that mobile game? What's it called? Polytopia?
Yeah, I did.
No, not.
It's so simple.
Too simple.
It's too simple. It's not grand strategy. It's more like capture the hill or whatever. It's just because you just kind of build the toughest unit you can. And
I can't remember. I played it a bunch actually when I was on a bus once.
It's fun, but it doesn't scratch that grand strategy itch.
Yeah.
And the game that probably would scratch that that 4X itch if it was more dynamic and multiplayer would be X4.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Yep. You do end up playing it like it's a 4X game, though. Like that's
Yep.
Yeah, that's interesting because I mean we've talked about it, right? Where it's this evolution of like you are one guy in a in a ship, and then you are a.
There are a few other games that fall into the same category of like I wish there was a multiplayer version of this. One of them is Mountain Blade, which by the way, their expansion came out and people didn't like it.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Is that the boat one?
The boat one came out. People were like not good.
No boats.
Yeah, I think that I didn't really. I just saw that there's like
not called Mountain Boat.
No, it would be what sail and cannon. Sail.
Do they have cannons?
I don't know, man. Sail and harpoon.
Yeah.
But Mountain Blade, if that had like a sort of multiplayer overworld scenario going on, I think that'd be really fun. 4X4 rather. And Kenshi, which is, I think I talked about it a while ago.
Yeah.
It's like a post-apocalyptic organic growth strategy immersive sim. I guess is how
yes. You did talk about Kenshi. Oh my god. Yeah, and I played it. Yeah. We all played it, didn't we?
Did you play Kenshi?
I didn't play it. I did watch a video of someone.
It is.
I played it. It's
brutal.
Yeah.
And once you wrap your head around it, there's a ton of depth in there, and I just wish there were other like players.
I just wish it was a little more, I don't know, accessible.
Well, they're working on Kenshi too, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be worse.
Yeah.
Probably going to be less accessible.
It's so, I don't know. I see the appeal, but
you're saying you want it to be more accessible, but I've also seen the games you play, so I don't know. I don't know.
Well, X4 is one of the least accessible games we've ever played.
Yeah.
And everyone really liked it.
Well, we are way over time, but it's nice to be back after these 2 long weeks. If you want, you can email us, frontseatquestion@gmail.com. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify. Leave us comments. Reach out. We love hearing from you. We usually respond or read you out on the podcast or both.
Yep. Usually try to do both.
Yep. So, do that. And we love you. And we'll see you again, as always, in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye.
I guess I have a story that this didn't. When I was living in Australia, I was trying to do exercise. I was trying to do an exercise, and I didn't really have any equipment, and I also didn't really know what I was doing, and I was working kind of late shifts at Borders, and so I would get home around like 11 p.m. or something, and so I thought. I'm in I was living not like a super rough area, but like not a great area. Like there were lots of like housing commission, ex-con areas, houses and stuff around there. And so I thought I'll just, I'll do some running and I had a replica samurai sword. I thought I'll carry the replica samurai sword and that'll be my weight. And also it'll be a deterrent.
Right. Okay.
And so I would do this, and I'd go to like there was like a playground on top of a hill.
Cool.
And it's like midnight, and so there's no one there.
Yeah.
And I would.
This is a sight in itself.
Yeah, that sounds hilarious.
I was doing.
Would you exercise like Naruto running as well?
Yeah.
Just like, by the
way, Calvin has started running like that.
Oh,
he's never seen any anime. I don't know why he's running like that. Anyway, so. I didn't realize this, but I had developed a reputation around the neighborhood.
Wow.
And I was doing my exercise routine one day, and there were some drunk kids who came over and were like, "You're the guy who runs around at night with the sword!"
Wow.
And then they wanted to try out the sword, and it's like, okay, sure, fine. And it was like, they're maybe some between 17 and 20. Range of 8. And I was like 23.
Yeah.
And this one kid, he ran off with it, and they just disappeared.
Oh, no.
And then like, I was like, I want my sword back. Where's my sword? And then he turned up like an hour later, and the sword was bent, and he apparently passed out in the bushes on the sword or something like that.
Oh.
It's not like a sharp sword,
yeah,
like a decorative thing, but it was from Japan. My friend bought it for me. So, and he said he was gonna like pay for it. And I was pissed, but I decided against it. But like, who he went into someone else's house with this. Like, it wasn't even the house he was.
No.
It was fucked.
Man,
Anyway.
that is fucked. That's funny that you got a reputation.
Yeah.
Of, like, there's a
Yeah.
guy that runs around at night with a sword.
Yeah. I stopped doing it after that. Partly because the sword was broken, but
Bummer.
but also mainly because of that.
How heavy was it?
Oh, I don't know, 5 kilos maybe. And it wasn't like super heavy, but I thought, but the logic was like, I mean, it's metal,
Yeah.
and the logic is to keep it steady. You're using a range of muscles.
Sure. Yeah,
So like
okay.
if you're running with something that is like, because of the length of it, the weight is not distributed in a way that you would normally. It's not like just a curls thing. You're using like a range of muscles along your arm. So that was the logic. I don't know if it actually means anything.
What weapon did you use next?
I don't think I did. Just an AK.
Yep. One in each hand.
All right, should we kick this off? Have you guys got stuff to talk about?